Do you feel like, your whole life, and usually we elongate this to break it down, but do you feel like your whole life you've always wanted to excel at everything you've done, and now you've reached fatherhood and it's okay, this is another job where I should totally be the best?
Yeah, I mean, it's just natural. It just feels like something that I want to do. And in life, look, I'm fortunate. I do exactly what I want to do every minute of the day.
That's fire.
So, but it's also, I'd like to get into that for a second, but I want to finish answer your question. So, being a father, it's just exactly what I want to do. So I'm pretty good at the things I want to do. But what I'd like to say is, and people are like, well, Andy, you're lucky. You cook, you found your calling. It's a fun job, but it's still a job, right? To quote Cypress Hill. And so what I encourage anybody to do is get right with it. There are things in my job that are difficult and challenging and brutal. And what you guys see of chefs, you see the good stuff, but you don't see me posting on Instagram the bad stuff. So, but I get right with it. So I actually have a project when I leave here that's going to take me about an hour and a half. I won't tell you what it is, but it's not something I'm really necessarily looking forward to. But I'm like, okay, well, this is what I've got to do this. I'm right with it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to crush it because this is part of the game. So you have to just get right with whatever you're doing. And if you're in school and you're working at night and you're like, I don't want to work. It's like, yeah, but that's part of your life. So get right with it. That's kind of dial it back to your meal prep.
Get right with it. So
you should get right with what you eat, and you're putting stuff in your body, dude.
Wait, can I translate? Get right with it. It's pretty much you saying you got to be disciplined about the sucky shit too.
Yeah, I mean that's one way to. I just get right. I'm happy about it. Whatever. This is cool, and I got to go do this. Then I'm gonna go do it.
Get right with it. The Andy Husbands method.
Yeah,
stiff arm.
It's like do it. It's like people are like, meh, this sucks, or I got to do this. It's like anytime you say. I should be doing something, you should think twice. Don't do it. It's like, I want to do this, It's not like, oh, I should be doing what I have to do next. No, it's like, I'm going to do this. This is part of the game,
Can you give a quick example of something that would be really grueling for you to do? And how you would get through it?
Sure. Everybody's familiar with Yelp and Google. And
yes, sir.
All those reviews that come online, I personally respond to every Google and every Resi, that's who does our reservations, review. I personally respond to every single one. If you go on there and see I haven't responded to it, it means I just haven't got to it. But usually about every week I do this. I've been traveling so behind. And it's hard. It's the glowing ones are fun. Sure, you're the best. We love you. Fantastic. I write thank you. Super psyched.
That pulled chicken was fire.
Right? That's great. But when the other stuff is like, this isn't real barbecue, or our server did this, or we felt, that's hard. It's hard to hear. You try hearing bad stuff about you. It's tough, and I take it personally. But I love it. The way I get right with it is I could be like, F them, I don't like what they're saying, they're not right, that's not who we are. Or I could go, well, that's their opinion, and this is how they feel, and I need to think about it, and I need to address it, and I need to see if there's any consistency in the complaints, which we have seen, like certain issues that we've had to focus on. And then I respond to them and say, hey, man, I'm sorry you had a bad time. We'd love to get you back in. And so that's the funnest thing to do, right? I know that's not a word, but you got to go, well, this is part of it. And if you can't take the criticism, then you got to get out of the game.